Good day, Mr. Spangler. Вестник Кавказа, Petrova Marina. We are going to discuss some peculiarities of international security and...
in 5 minutes.
Yes. So, concerning international security, is there a main threat for the world today, and what region is the source of it?
As everybody knows, the most unstable region currently is the Middle East. It links up lots of current threats, like Islamist terrorism, like the arms build-up in terms of efforts to go nuclear. So it poses a non-proliferation problem. And overall, it also includes a problem of modernization, which is quite popular in Russia, as we all know. But in a country like Saudi Arabia, for instance, where we have a very young population, you have to make sure that all these young people get employed, and that's a serious problem, and a problem potentially stabilizing the political system, which, as we all know, is a very, very old-fashioned political system there. So it's a whole knot of problems which pose, as a matter of fact, global security challenges.
Okay, and what do you think about the role of the South Caucasus states is in the world today, and probably their position in the world?
Well, as you know, there are three, and these three are very different ones in many respects, and they pose different problems. So if one would give a serious answer, one would have to go to all the three, one after another. I would confine myself to saying that we certainly, after the experience with South Ossetia and Abkhazia, which were so-called frozen conflicts, we should focus much more attention to the solution of the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. We should focus attention on that because there is a serious arms build-up going on the part of Azerbaijan, and there is a serious risk, to my mind, that at some point the Baku leadership might decide that there is only a military solution to that so-called frozen conflict. And we should try our best to prevent such a thing of happening.
And concerning this situation, has Europe changed its point of view on the situation involving Abkhazia and South Ossetia since 2008?
Well, actually, Europe expects Russia to change its view.
Okay. And what do you think? Where is the line between the right of a nation for self-determination and separatism?
There is no line.
There is no line?
That is one of the most serious problems. You have two competing principles. The one is the sovereignty of states, the other is the self-determination of people. And as a matter of fact, there is no general solution if these two principles get into conflict. The only thing is that one can devise strategies to somehow reconcile these competing principles. One way of reconciling these is, for instance, setting up federal structures within a state. One thing, to my mind, is absolutely clear. As there are, I don't know the exact figures, some 2,000 people or nations in the world, not every single one of them can have a state on its own. So we have to have solutions in which different people live side by side in a single state. And that is quite feasible. Why not? Switzerland has given a perfect example how it can work, even with different languages.
Yes, and the last question concerning your lecture. What else do former Soviet republics need to do to be considered democratic states in a European point of view?
They should democratize. As simple as that.
What does it mean?
Well, it does mean, for instance, that one takes care that elections are not something in which the results are clear before people go to vote, but only afterwards. That is one example. The other example is that democracy becomes only a true democracy once you have a lively debate, then people are able to organize themselves in independent groups and express their views freely. That is something we all have to strive for, and we all in the world have to provide sufficient conditions that this can happen. I think there is a different degree of readiness on the part of different governments in different countries to allow such a thing. And I would be happy if the Russian people would be happy that they think they have enough space to express themselves.
Yes, thank you very much.